our food supply. So that's what we're going to do today, and he's a pro. So I'm going to learn, you're going to learn, we're going to do this together. Thank you for coming and doing this with us.
I'm glad to be here with my sister in the Lord. The thing about canning meat is this, you can eat it 3 years later, 4 years later. It's the only thing, like I told you, USDA says this is the safest way to can meat.
Okay.
Not only that, if you don't want to come in and have to cook, you come in, open the jar, and it's cooked.
And it's ready to go.
And it's ready to go.
The ultimate convenience food.
Right, right. Plus, everybody has their own taste.
Yeah.
So when we can the beef today and the chicken today, I'm just going to add my taste, and we'll kind of divide it up. Those that's watching may have a different taste buds, so they want to add something to the jar that's going to change the flavor to their liking.
Okay.
That's the key. And the way I go back to the old. And the reason I go back to the old is because I never lost a jar.
That says a lot.
And it works.
Yeah.
And so even one time I opened a can of deer meat, and I'm thinking it was 8 years. It was still good. Now the nutritions, you lose some of the nutritions.
Yeah.
But it goes to show you that canning is a good way to do it.
You know, and Steve, with a lot of people, because I hear from you, and the same with us, the four of us, a lot of people, you have limits on your dietary things, and this way you control what's going in your food. Because if you go to the store and you buy the prepackaged meals, let's say, in the freezer or whatever department, it's full of chemicals. It's full of a lot of things that maybe you don't want to eat or don't need to eat, or just, you know, it just is not good for you. Whereas this, I like what you said, you can customize it to what you like. Now, I'm going on his expertise, and I bought the things that he has used so that we can learn and do this together, because, again, I've never done this, so I'm excited to learn.
Well, this is an old Presto canner. I told you the history behind it. This is very old, given to me.
You got to have one of these, or you know, maybe you probably can't get one exactly like that, but this is his. But you can still get the pressure canners, and that's a key for this particular canning technique.
And we'll start with safety first.
Absolutely,
When you're canning and you've got it on, you do not take phone calls because you may forget. Because you have a pressure gauge, you watch it. You very seldom ever hear of one of these exploding, and if it did, it's someone who was chasing, like I told you, the neighbor's dog. They forgot about the pressure. Even at that, you have a safety thing here that will pop out.
Oh, okay. And we're going to see this. We're actually going to do the whole process with you.
So it's really safe. Some people, you know, they think it's going to explode. I would rather can in this than I would put air in a tar.
You got more control here.
Well, you got more control. Plus, I had one to blow up on me one time. That scared me to death.
A tire?
Oh yes. It was like a bomb went off. Anyhow, so the main thing is when you get your pressure canner, you read what it has. This one we're going to have 2 quarts of hot water.
Okay.
When we start this.
Now, let me stop you right there.
Every canner may have a different.
Okay. Read the instruction booklet that comes with yours. Now, I know, listen, I know we're all, if it doesn't work, then I read the instructions. It doesn't work that way with this. You need to read the instruction booklet that comes with your particular canner first. Now, I would assume, and this is very much an assumption, pretty close, they all work basically the same, but the way you seal yours or lock yours might be different. So read that instruction booklet first.
That is very important. The other thing is make sure that your seal is always on right.
When you say seal, you mean this little, inside each one of the, and I know that because the Instant Pots have these, and the pressure cookers that we use on the stove tops have these. It's a little rubber type gasket that you need to make sure that's in there.
So that's some of the safety things. The other thing is, I'll just show you a little of the tools. This is afterwards. because even after the pressure's gone and you've taken the cap off, usually because of the pressure, it will be boiling for another hour.
So that
in
thing's
the jar.
hot. Yeah, it's hot.
And so you ease out. You have a place you set these, and this is for the quart jars.
And you can buy. I've seen these. You can get these.
Yes.
At the Walmarts and Targets.
Correct.
You had mentioned something that I did not know. Tractor Supply
I got
has a
this
lot
at
of
Tractor
canning.
Supply.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Right.
But Tractor Supplies have canning supplies, and I do know canning is making a comeback. Canning is it's having a revival, if you will, out of necessity anymore.
I'm prejudiced. Once you eat beef out of the jar, I don't freeze beef no more. I mean, of course, everybody has their own taste and their own way. So in each one of these, we're going to do it just a little different.
Okay.
And we're going to go from step to step. This is sirloin.
Sirloin that I bought, yes.
Okay.
It was on sale, so I bought it.
We're going to can one with, what I do is, I can for 2 people, 1 jar for 2 people. So it means you have a family
These are
of 4,
quart jars.
a quart jar.
Yes, okay.
That means if you have 6 people, you'll open 3 jars.
Okay.
You can by placing one of these steaks in the jar, which we will shortly.
Okay.
Or you can cube it, which we're going to do some. And then we're going to show you what you can add later after the canning. Because once you can this, then you, like I was telling you, you can add green beans, rice, noodles.
Whatever you want, when you're preparing
whatever
it
your
later.
taste, right.
Yes.
All this is pre-cooked. Or
Okay.
you can just open up and eat as is.
Okay.
So we'll start, and what we'll do is we're going to go back to the old order.
Okay.
And the reason I say old order, because it has always worked for me.
Okay.
And the jars you see, even though you may buy them new, I prefer, I kind of put them in boiling water. She's washed these jars.
I bought these and I ran them
Right.
through a dishwasher. And let me point out something, Steve, that a lot of people won't know or maybe just not realize. Jars come in many sizes and shapes. This is called a wide mouth.
Correct.
And then you have, I don't remember what the other is called. Is it just?
It's just a regular
Just,
jar.
but
We
it's
all
a
just say wide
smaller,
mouth,
I don't have one here, but it's a smaller opening. These are wide mouth. And you need to pay attention to that. These are easier to work with.
Easier
I
to
think.
work with, and
Yeah.
especially if you're packing a big piece of chicken.
Right.
And so always, wash the jars even though they're brand new. And the other thing in safety, I was telling her that because of such pressure, after about 3 cannings, I get new jars.
Yeah.
Now the old way, when you had a big wash tub and you set them in, and they, it's a totally different law.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, as long as there's jars available, you can keep your jars just in case.
By that he means, like we would can these today, use the stuff up, use the same jars. Now, let's bring this up, because I do know this, because I can tomatoes and vegetables and things. You cannot reuse these.
Cannot use the lids.
You can reuse these,
That's right.
the rings,
Yep.
but you will have to buy new flaps. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to point out is there's 2 sizes of these, so make sure you get the right size for
correct.
your jar.
That's correct.
So, okay, so you can, with pressure canning, in the high pressure thing, you can reuse these up to like 3 times, and then you would want to get new
Well,
jars.
like I told you, I have lost, because I've used them, sometimes went past 3.
Yeah.
I think I've lost 5 over hundreds.
Okay.
And usually it don't explode. Usually the bottom just actually falls off. I don't know, do
Like
it.
a little, yeah,
like you
just
cut
like
it
a
with
little,
a saw.
yeah.
And so
Okay. All right.
what we're going to do is we're going to
All right.
start
We're going to get started. I'm excited
with
to learn.
the water for the pot.
Oh, okay.
Mine holds 2 quarts, so it'll be 2 quarts of hot water.
I'm just going to, this is
Yeah.
warm.
That's good.
So we're just going to add 2 quarts of hot water.
And be
If
sure
your
to-
tap water
right.
is not very hot, I'm actually going to pour it out and warm up the jars to keep it.
Yeah, that's fine. And like I said, read your manual, because the new canners may have 3 quarts. It may have.
And it'll tell you how much to put
it'll
in
tell you
there?
how much to add.
Okay. There's one. I'm gonna warm up my jars. Now, I ran these through the dishwasher.
Yeah.
You wanna make sure your jars are clean.
Yeah, even though I buy new jars, I always put them through hot water
Yeah.
and clean them. The old timers, they taught that, so.
Now, your jars, you don't have
I told
to.
you my nickname, right? Worst jar.
All right, there's 2 quarts of water. And let me just say, because I find a lot of viewers truly, we're learning this together. You wash the jars. I even wash my rings, but you don't wash the flaps. So just keep that in mind. A lot of us are new to this. Okay.
That's a start. And so what we're
Do
going
we need to turn that on yet? Or no?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, all right.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the steak.
Okay.
And 1 jar, because we're a little minute on the steak, we're going to can 1 with 1 steak. So you
I'll pick the biggest one.
Yeah.
And just put it in the jar.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now,
Push it down in there?
Yep.
Okay.
I usually use one of the little things that you.
A little tamper?
Yeah. I forgot to tell you.
Listen, I'll find something. How about something like this?
Anything.
That'll work. Okay.
Yeah, I have used that.
I'm just using a spoon.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're going to flavor. You can either flavor now, you can flavor when you start, you can flavor, whenever.
Okay.
Usually I actually flavor first, but we start with the beef.
I can take that out, do we?
Nope,
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. We're going to put 1 big spoonful of the onions and carrots.
All right. I just bought this pre-mixed up. I'll tell you what let's do. Let me grab a bowl so I can get it all mixed up because it's in layers.
Well, here's the thing. By the time you do all that cutting up onions, it's best about like this.
Yeah, you can chop your own if you want.
own.
To save time, I just got this. This is just diced up onion, celery, and carrot. It's called mirepoix, and you can find it in the grocery
This
stores.
does so good for the flavoring of the meat, and you really don't have the onion taste, but you have a flavor that's...
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that I can mix it all
Mix
up
it
here.
all up.
Now, how much, or does it matter? It's up to you.
Go ahead and put a big one in.
Big one?
Yep.
Let me get a big spoon.
All right. That'll work.
Because when you say big one, I want to do a big one. That might be too big. Let's see.
That's fine. As long as we have enough for the rest, and I think we will.
I think we will.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're going to add beef cubes. What I usually do, I add 4 beef cubes. We couldn't find none, so we're going to add
The loose powder.
the loose powder, which is 1 spoon is a cube, correct?
One teaspoon is 1 cube. So how many spoons?
4.
4. So 4
Yep.
or cubes
Yep.
if you're using cubes, okay?
And the reason I say again, it has proved out over the years. It works. It doesn't
Okay.
over salt. You may think it does. It doesn't. All right.
Now what?
And now we're going to get some potatoes.
Okay. I just
Here's
bought
here's
the little...
Here's what you like. I have a person in the family who likes a lot of carrots. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I decide I put more carrots in potatoes because they like a lot of carrots.
Okay.
So what we'll do is go ahead and put some potatoes in.
Do I need to cut these or are
Nope.
these good? Okay.
It's perfect
If
like
they
that.
don't have
Wash
little
them,
ones,
yeah.
these have been washed. If they don't have the small
up.
ones, they can use regular
Yep,
Idaho potatoes
yep,
and cut them up
yep.
into bite sizes.
These mix so nice, so if
Okay,
you can
so
find
we'll
them.
just do, I don't know. Does that look good or
That's fine.
more?
Depends on what you want. Now we're going to add the carrots.
Okay, I just bought baby carrots.
And these are the best to use for canning. And you can get some and cut them, and just pack it.
You're going to want the convenience part
Yeah.
of this. How full?
I just, as full as I can, and push it down. That looks good.
Okay.
All right. Now we get the beef stock.
Okay. This. I just purchased this.
All right. Start adding a little beef stock. About halfway.
Okay, till the liquid comes up about halfway?
Yep. All right, let it set a minute. Sometimes it bubbles and goes underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Is that still... And sometimes you can take an object to move it so the juice.
I know what we can use. This.
Yeah, it's working its way.
Okay.
Yeah, either or the other, yeah. Now it goes down.
Just take a knife, you can see what I'm doing here, and just go down the side and kind of push in, and that gets those, lets that liquid go down in there. And you'll be surprised at how much that went down.
All right, now I add just what we call a dab.
Okay, a dab. And this will depend on how full your jars are. So
a little bit. Okay, leave it right there. Now here's two things you can do. You can either use all beef stock. I use this much, usually a little past half, then I add distilled water.
Okay, because you've added the beef bouillon, which will give it a lot of beefy flavor. Okay.
So I add distilled water, and the reason I use distilled water is I don't like anything that has chlorine.
Okay.
And again, I say it works.
Okay. And you find this just with the bottled waters, and make sure that it says distilled on it.
Yep.
Okay. How full?
Right there.
Okay.
About 1 inch from the top.
Okay.
A little hole right there.
Okay. So you want to leave what they call headspace.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Because why?
Well, you got that pressure and you got the boiling, and
okay.
You know, it needs a little room to work.
Okay.
And so that's what we've got now, a little room to work.
Okay.
Now we add 1 teaspoon of vinegar. And most people wonders why you do this. The old timers say that it takes out bacteria.
It does.
And so.
How much?
1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon. Let me grab another teaspoon.
The reason I do it is always worked, and so there's an old saying: if it works, don't change it.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
That's right. That's right.
All right. 1 teaspoon, and I'm using apple cider vinegar.
Mother.
With the mother.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's
big difference. I actually have a jar here. Okay, just a quick little lesson here. This is great for like salad dressings or something like that. But for a process like this, you see how this is kind of cloudy and this is very clear. This is healthier.
Very healthy.
And it is this actually, and you can find this is Bragg's, and you can find it anywhere. Any good grocery store will have this. This has the culture in it, if you will.
I actually drink that in water all the time.
I like it in water.
Yeah.
And this is what we use at home all the time for salad dressings and stuff like that.
And you don't have to be precise. If it spills over, big deal. It's
okay.
Still, you know.
Okay. Yeah,
it's like cooking. You just throw it in.
All right.
Now, let's see what else we have. Make sure I.
Oh, well, I have these.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me explain this.
Okay. You explain.
Here is some more flavoring. This is what you like. This is called a brown sugar bourbon. Of course, we know there's no alcohol in it.
No,
but
it's
this
just
is
the
what
flavoring.
you marinate the steaks. And so what I do is I find flavors. This here is like a tomato, garlic, basil.
It comes in all
different kinds of flavors. It's whatever you like. This is chicken pot pie, which will not be in the beef.
We're going to put that in the chicken.
Unless you like chicken beef taste, but we'll put it with the chicken.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we'll do different ones. That way you can taste.
Yeah, and make a note in your mind of what you've done.
So we'll go with the teaspoon of the brown sugar.
A teaspoon of this. Well, I would shake this up first.
Yep.
Okay. I love this. So you can customize this to whatever flavor.
Whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
You can add real garlic, which I like sometimes add real garlic.
Oh, we can do that.
And sometimes I add the big mushrooms, not the small ones they cook up. That's good.
Like that?
Yep.
Just sprinkle it on top.
Yep.
Okay.
The big mushrooms kind of hold together. It's got a good...
Oh, that smells fabulous. I can't wait.
All right. Now we're going to wipe the top.
Okay. Very important step.
Yep.
Do you do yours damp? Because I always do my tomato one damp, just to make sure I get... Okay.
Yep. I do.
Okay.
And you're going to be surprised how good this tastes, no matter if it's 2 years down the road.
Okay. And put my flap on?
Get your flap on.
And my ring.
And your ring.
Just tighten it.
I kind of snug pretty tight.
Snug, okay.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
And when you got that, you take this beautiful
You don't need to mix it or anything.
I mean, look how beautiful that is.
I am so excited.
and you set it in your canner.
Okay.
And now we're going to go to another one.
All right.
So we'll cube this one.
Okay.
Usually in cubing, you really want about a 1-inch cube,
Okay.
And usually I cut fat off too.
Yeah. I don't mind a little bit.
I leave some because it
yeah.
helps seals around the top and gives the flavor later.
Fat is flavor, folks,
Yeah.
but you don't want.
Yeah.
All right, are these good or is that
That's
too
good.
small?
No, that's good.
Okay. Okay, I can't use my little paring knife. I need a chef's knife.
Whatever works. That is good. Yep. Now, see, in actuality, you could wait a minute. We're going to have...
We could do 3 beef, probably. 3 beef and 4 chicken.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we'll use half of this and this, another half
The
in
other
the
half,
other jar.
okay. Because this particular canner holds 7 quarts.
7 quarts.
And you can, and I love that you can customize it. You could, doesn't have to be all beef. You can mix it, which is what we're going to do.
Now you can pack that down.
I'm just going to use my hand. That's okay.
That's part of canning.
Hands are your best tools, people. They really are. Clean hands, and I washed my hands.
Yep.
Let me wash them real quick since I've touched the beef. Okay.
Now we start flavoring again. This time, let's go ahead with a big spoon of the
mixture, okay.
Yeah. Now,
This
do you
is
want
the
more?
basis
Do you want
for-
more carrots in this or more potatoes? You want to just load it with carrots and have beef and carrots?
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
And then we'll...
Because you can, like I said, it's your liking.
We're getting a lot of flavor out of that right there. This is, oh, love it.
Okay, now we're going to add the beef.
The beef,
Yep.
how
4.
many? 4, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay.
All right, now we're going to go with the beef stock.
Okay.
A little past half. Like I said, sometimes you can use the whole thing, but that's good.
Let's take our knife and...
Yeah, you can do that.
You can really see, by doing this, you can see that this allows that
To go
the
underneath and
juices
all
to
around
go
there.
down.
Now,
Okay.
pack it with carrots.
All right. You could use any. You could put cabbage. You could put anything you want in
Anything
here.
you want.
Whatever you like. You know, I'm big on that, Brother Steve, of
Well, I've cut
use
up,
what you like.
Right. I've cut up potatoes and I've cut up carrots and I found out the little round ones that's already like that with the
Yeah.
skin on is better, and these type of carrots is better. I mean,
Okay.
that's just,
Well, we just won't put potatoes in this one, and we'll put potatoes in the next one.
that'd be fine.
That
Just
way
pack it
we're
with
trying
carrots.
different. Is that
Yep.
too much, or is that good?
No, you can pack it and push as long as it's,
As long as I can get them in there.
yep,
A little Jenga puzzle here, just till you
right.
can fit it in there. Is that good?
that's good.
Okay.
Now, because the water's come up, I would just leave as is.
Not add any distilled?
It won't. It still won't hurt it.
Okay.
I'd leave as is.
Because you got to remember too, I'm assuming again, as the beef cooks, it's
get-
going to release some more
that's
juices.
exactly right.
Okay.
What else we've got?
Oh, we got,
A
that's
flavoring.
for the chicken.
Now,
Let's put that one in this one.
this is made for chicken, but here's the thing.
Oh.
It doesn't make any difference. When you can add it because of the taste. The garlic and basil, you may not. I like it with beef. If you don't,
Yeah.
You want to try it?
I use it with beef. I use basil with beef all the time.
And so you can use it both in the chicken or the beef. And when you go by where these are, they have, what, 20 flavors.
Gosh. Oh.
20
Yeah,
fla-
yeah.
yeah.
Aaron went with me to the store to get this, and we were standing there a while. He's behind the camera, just looking at the different kinds. They make a mesquite, I was telling you, that makes a great marinade for pork chops. 1 spoonful,
Yep.
just right on top. Oh, I wish, oh my goodness. Oh, that smells so good.
Yeah, it does.
I'm hungry.
What we'll do is, here's what you can do if you have a
Okay.
magic marker real lightly, but since you're testing,
Yeah.
you can mark which basil, which you have.
Okay.
That way you'll remember the taste before it. See, we're experimenting.
I'll remember though.
Okay,
and plus,
okay.
I have an advantage here.
The nose.
I do, but I also have a camera that's going to record everything,
right.
and I can.
Okay.
But
All
if
right.
you were,
All right.
if I was doing this at home.
Well, this is the one that's got all carrots.
Right.
Okay.
Have just a notepad. Beef
Right.
all carrots has
Right.
that spice.
Right.
This is how recipes are developed.
And that's how you learn your flavor.
So that's good.
That's good. You wipe off.
Now
Okay.
we don't need. Let me ask, because this is going to be a two-parter. This has salt in it, so we don't need to add any salt.
Well, I usually do.
Okay.
It slipped my mind. I usually add one of those.
Let's add just a little bit then.
Yeah.
How much do you do? A spoonful?
About that,
Like a
yes.
teaspoon?
And that is the
This is the pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, I never saw it. I apologize.
It's okay. It's all right. It won't hurt that one to not have it in, because
you
you've
might want
got.
to wipe it again in case the salt got on the side. Maybe it didn't.
You know, you're exactly right. We want to make sure. I think we're good. And just wrist tighten, and then put it in there. Okay.
That looks eatable, even though it's not.
Oh,
cooked.
I'm so excited. All right. You know what? We're going to have to stop here for this program and make this may even actually be a three-parter. I don't know, but we're going to learn together. So that's part one. Part two is coming, and that's going to be the rest of this, the chicken, and then we'll get into the process of actually how to can this stuff. So I'm excited. You stay tuned for part two. Hi, everybody. We have a brand